the next Floyd. I'm the next Sugar Ray. They can hate me. It is what it is.
Why would you say let's do it immediately after that fight to a guy who I would figure if I was handling a fight, I'd say maybe I don't want to fight him for a minute. Maybe I'd like to make a title defense or two before I fight a guy you can't hit. But you went right to him and said, let's do it. Why?
Because Shakur Stevenson has been talking for a long time, calling me out, you know, a fighter who's ducking me. So in no case, you know, I'm not scared of no fighter, and I just want to fight. So let's do it. You know, I'm not scared of no fighter. I duck no fighter, and the best have to fight the best. So if people want to see us fight, I'll gladly do it.
I want Valdez more for sure, but I think Valdez was a little excited after the fight. Like I think that he was feeling good after his knockout. I don't know if he really want to fight, but you know, our team's talking, and we're gonna see.
Well, you know, like the old saying says, be careful what you ask for.
The last time Canelo Alvarez fought an undefeated black fighter, he lost. It was 8 years ago, the last time Canelo fought an undefeated black fighter. Let that sink in. This is why he avoided Charlo and Andrade to this day. With that being said, how you feel about Oscar Valdez? He told Max he's not ducking anybody. He keep telling Max Kellerman and all these guys, or he does interviews with, he keep telling them he's going to fight Shakur. He will fight him next. And Shakur Stevenson said that he truly believes that Oscar Valdez, he was just high in the moment in time. That's why he mentioned his name. But he came back to his senses and now he don't want to fight him. This is what Shakur told Brian Custer. So what's your thoughts on Oscar Valdez's false promises of fighting Shakur Stevenson? Ducking season continues. What's your thoughts on that?
Oscar Valdez was the biggest failure of all Mexican fighters. I mean, honestly, Oscar Valdez, at one point, I really thought, you know, he was, you know, going to be a good future high-level rising champion to like, you know, actually represent his heritage and actually fight the best. But over the years, that made me hate him more than like him. And I'm just really shocked that he's just acting like a prima donna and, you know, a pussy, because he's just making himself look bad every single day. And message to all Oscar Valdez fans, if this is your champion, then you can't say crap about Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson, because what they're doing to demand all the bigger fights to prove their legacy as high class fighters, then Oscar Valdez and Canelo Alvarez need to be put out of any discussion for pound or being any good fighter, because what they're doing compared to other guys in their own respected divisions, they're absolutely garbage.
And this is what Shakur has to realize, is that he has to be more vocal, because I know he just feels like, listen, I'm going to earn my respect with time, but your respect is never going to come because these fighters are not going to fight you. So you got to be more vocal and call out these fighters for avoiding you, because I see old media painting the narrative as Shakur being protected. Bob Arum need to let him off the hook and quit protecting him. And I'm like, really? Do y'all know what Shakur got to go through to get a fight? Like 20 fighters be turning down a fight with him to get a fight with someone decent. And old media want to paint the narrative as Shakur is being protected when he's the most feared because he's high on that coincidental list. That's why he has to realize he has to be more vocal on calling out these fighters that keep avoiding him behind closed doors, and in front of the camera, they pretend as if they want to fight him. Oscar Valdez is a perfect example. Like when he was doing an interview with Max Kellerman asked him, why you want to fight Shakur? You called out Shakur right after the fight. I would think that's the last guy you want to fight, but you called him out. Why? And the answer is very simple. Because Shakur been calling him out for centuries. You see Max Kellerman, he works for ESPN. You will think he will ask, are you going to fulfill your promise and fight Shakur? Because that's the fight we want to see. Instead, he telling them why you want to fight him, as if like he telling them, you don't got to fight him, man. You know, you could go and get an easier touch when they all fight for the same network. Like I said, Oscar, he accepts the fight in public in front of cameras, then turn down the fight behind closed doors. Obviously, Shakur, he already stated on Instagram, on interviews, and even on Twitter that Oscar Valdez is looking to fight someone that already got knocked out twice by Burchelt. His name is Vargas. Oscar Valdez already knocked out Burchelt, but he want to fight someone that lost twice by knockout to Burchelt, which makes no sense at all. So, like I said, trolling season continues for these fighters, the likes of T.O. and now Oscar Valdez. The most dangerous weapon in the world is a microphone and a camera, like my man Dante always says, because you put the camera in front of Oscar Valdez, what you said right there, we're going to hold you to it. So if you promise the fans you're going to deliver this fight, we're going to hold you to it. You got to peep game. Like Bob Arum came out and said, he told the public, listen, at the end of the day, I'm not the roadblock. As long both fighters are willing to fight each other, I can make it happen. I'm just the promoter. Bob Arum said that Shakur Stevenson personally came up to him and said, that's the only fight I want next right now. He said, that's the fight I want the most. And he said that he admires Shakur and he want to make the fight happen. But Oscar Valdez has to agree. He wants the fight. He thinks that's the biggest fight at 130. And outside of Tyson Fury versus AJ, he felt like that's the biggest fight. So he want to make the fight happen. But he can't put a gun on Oscar Valdez's head and tell him sign the contract. Oscar Valdez has to agree. His team got to be on board. So this is what Bob said. He says, at the end of the day, it's up to the fighters, right? But then in another incident, they say it's up to the promoter. I'm going to give you a perfect scenario, which is the Lomachenko situation. I'm going to have Bill Haney on Split Decision tomorrow to talk about it. So Bill Haney and Eddie Hearn, they send Bob Arum and Lomachenko manager an offer, 7-figure offer. They told him, hey, listen, we have an offer for you. We have a date. Everything is set. We know Lomachenko doesn't have nothing cooking at the moment in time. They talking about, bringing him back late summer, but we got a date right now, late April or May. It's a lot of money on the table. Lomachenko manager hit them with, it's not up to the fighter, it's up to the promoter. Now they want to use Bob Arum as the excuse. And then Bob Arum said, listen, at the end of the day, Lomachenko is exclusive to ESPN. Now he want to make up that excuse to why he don't want to make the fight between Devin Haney and Lomachenko right now. So which one is it? Is it up to the promoter, Bob Arum, or is it up to the fighter? If it's up to the promoter, why is Lomachenko talking shit? You see, Shakur Stevenson said that Lomachenko doesn't have any heart. He lacks heart. He has heart problems. He want to fight him the most out of the bunch. And Lomachenko said nothing at all. He never responded to Shakur. So what I'm saying here essentially is, at the end of the day, they're always playing both sides. You see, when Bob Arum is asked about Oscar Valdez, then, it's up to the fighter. And then when Bob Arum is asked about Lomachenko, yeah, it's up to me now. You can't have it both ways. You just can't have it both ways.
3 guys. He was the 3rd guy that finally decided to step into the ring. And then we had another 5 guys who were offered the fight and decided not to take it. But what's important here is, whose belt do you feel ready to take right now at 126?
I want the IBF and the WBO. Josh Warrington got the IBF. Oscar Valdez got the WBO. I'm number 1 in the WBO, and I'm number 3 in the IBF. So I think it's that time.
What about Shakur Valdez? I thought Shakur was.
I asked him that.
I think that is a monster fight. Now, I know that Shakur, who I have great respect for and really affection for, was at the fight last night and told me that that's the fight he wants to do. And Valdez said that that's the fight that he wants. So I'll talk to their management, I'll talk to their trainers, and if that's the fight that both sides want, that's the fight I'll do. And that's a big pay-per-view fight, I believe. And it would do a tremendous gate because fans will be back, I think, in June, July, that time. So that's a possibility. But I think you don't understand the role of a promoter the way I see it. I mean, I don't make these matches. I talk to the sides about whether they want to do the matches or not. And if they do, I'll certainly put it together. And nothing would thrill me more than to do Valdez Shakur fight.
Can almost do a backflip like Teofimo Lopez.
Where do you go next?
I don't know. I trained so hard for this fight. I've been training for 4 years since the pandemic started. Any champion out there? I heard Shakur Stevenson wants to fight. Let's do it. I just want to keep on fighting and give the fans what they want.
And who do you want to fight next?
I say that was truly, honestly, I'll fight with whoever, whenever, you know. I'm not scared of fighting no other fighter. I'm ready for whoever, other champions. I wish to unify and fight other fighters like coming fighters like Shakur Stevenson has been calling me out, and I want to prove that, you know, that we're not ducking nobody. You know, I just want to continue fighting. That's what we do. And any opponent out there, you know, I'm willing to fight. I would love to bring a fight back to my hometown where I turned pro. But we'll have to see. Right now, it was a long camp. It's been a full year since the pandemic started.
I mean, I've been calling his name since 126. I'm not going to stop calling his name. That performance right there made me want to fight him even more. That's the only fight next. He just said my name after his fight. Like I said, I was his mandatory at 126. He vacated, moved up. Now it's the only fight to make. That's the biggest fight at 130 pounds. Let's make it happen.
I mean, he's been calling Valdez for a minute, so.
Yep. How long have you been calling Valdez?
I've been calling Valdez
since 2018, for 3 years.